Mandarima Productions proudly presents Grandmaster Antonio Ilustrissimos, Kali Ilustrissimo. Fundamentals, Volume 1. Weapons measurement. There are two ways of measuring the optimum stick or weapon length in Kali. You may use the elbow to elbow or the arm's length method. Either way will provide you with a measurement for a suitable weapon length. For elbow to elbow measurement, grip the stick in the middle and press close to the chest. For arm extension measurement, the stick should project from the side of the chest to the tip of the extended hand. Different ways of holding the weapon. There are several ways to hold the stick. All are dependent on individual fighting skill and preferred combat range. Standard full grip, sak-sak. The standard full grip, sak-sak, is preferred for long to medium range fighting. The stick is held without any butt extension for maximum fighting range and striking power. Standard with butt extension, sak-sak with puño. The standard grip with butt extension, sak-sak with puño, reduces your fighting range and striking power, but provides a secondary weapon for close quarters combat. This is a versatile grip for long to close quarters combat. Middle grip, centro bastón. The middle grip or centro bastón is an unorthodox grip. It is used for medium to close quarters range, normally used for versatility practice. It is also popular as an alternate but non-aggressive weapons grip. Reverse full grip, susi, pakal. Reverse full grip, susi or pakal, is another non-aggressive weapons grip. The reverse full grip is used for medium to close quarters fighting. Although a bladed weapon technique, this grip can be used effectively with the stick. Fighting stance. In the Kali Ilustrissimo fighting stance, the elbows are kept close to the body. The weapon is held in a vertical position, ready to immediately deliver a downward striking or intercepting motion. Balance is very important. The following drill shows the smooth transition from technique to technique while maintaining full body coordination and balance. Note the use of body downweighing to add power to the strikes. footwork. The ability to enter and exit combat range is a skill and discipline that determines victory in Kali. Shuffle, a very effective footwork for combat range transitions, effective for moving between combat ranges, for example, between long and medium range or between medium range and close range. Cross stance. This footwork not only gives you fast transition between ranges, but also gives you additional snap or striking power to your strikes. Side to side, an effective evasive footwork. This technique keeps you within the combat range for immediate counterattacks. Forward and back, Lutang, Illustrissimo Shuffle. This is Grandmaster Illustrissimo's signature footwork. The subtle changes in foot placement generates the necessary distance and body shift to take you in and out of fighting range. Triangle, Tatsulok, a diagonal side-to-side aggressive dodging technique. This is the preferred footwork of medium to close quarter fighters. Reverse triangle, Tatsulok Baliktad, the reverse of the previous triangle footwork. It is essentially passive or defensive footwork. Correspondingly, it is effective for medium to long-range combat. Combate General, a very aggressive footwork. Combate General immediately puts the defender in a very effective offensive position. Walong Apak, 8-step drill. This drill covers the 4 major directions and the corresponding 4 intermediate directions. A very practical exercise for the coordination of foot, body, and arm movements. This is a multi-opponent maneuver. Footwork and stick drills. The following is a repeat of the drills while holding and using a stick. Take careful note of the body, foot, and hand coordination. Practice each of these drills regularly until the motion becomes fluid and natural. Side to side. cross stance. Forward and back, lutang. Triangle, tatsulok. Reverse tatsulok. Tatsulok with doblete. Combate general. Walong apak. Basic strikes. The following is a demonstration of some of the basic strikes used in the Kali Ilustrísimo system. The overhead strike, also known as buhat araw, is executed with full body downweighing for maximum striking power. The overhead strike is a long and medium range technique. Diagonal strikes are executed from top corner to opposite bottom corner, protecting and attacking the middle portion of the combat area. The aldabis is usually executed as a follow-up or counterattack. It is the counterpart of the diagonal strike. The defensive planchada protects and defends the immediate front area. Used discriminately, it is an effective deterrent to attacks and protects against vertical and diagonal strikes. A Kali Ilustrísimo favorite, The circular diagonal strikes deliver swift, short strikes to the main targets, such as the weapon hand and the body. The short circular strike returns the weapon back to the ready fighting position. A very offensive variation of the overhead strike, the rompida delivers attacks downwards and upwards. The rapid downward and upward striking and thrusting motions can be both offensive and defensive. For medium to close quarters thrust attacks, Tsunkite sneaks in between defenses to deliver lethal stabs and short, acute slashes, a very effective technique for short-bladed weapons. The Tsunkite is one of the techniques that has made Filipino knife fighters known and feared the world over. A very deceptive technique, abanico, at close quarters, can dazzle and confuse with its short loops and lateral attacks. Combat ranges, distance. There are three primary ranges of combat: long range, medium range, and short or close quarters combat range. Largo, long range. In armed combat, long range is measured as the weapon-to-hand striking distance between opponents. Medio, medium range. For medium range, the scope is the weapon-hand to weapon-hand striking distance. Corto, close quarters. Close quarters is measured as the confines of weapon hand to body striking range. The elastical style of arnis is easily identifiable with its weaving and swaying movements. Using body maneuvers and swings, the practitioner is brought in and out of combat range effectively. Elastico is a long-range style. Contradas, blocks and counters. Retirada evades the attacks by stepping backwards or retreating. An immediate counterattack is launched as soon as the initial attack has been negated. Combate General refers to both footwork and counters. The strikes delivered after moving to Combate General position are usually not individually classified, but consolidated with the Combate General movement. X, a diagonal cross block. This striking block is reinforced by body downwing during the cross stance backstep movement. Aldabis, an upward diagonal strike block combination. This technique is typical of the aggressive nature of Kali Ilustrísimo. Australia, a subtle but effective counter is executed during the entry movement. The opponent's face is hit in the process of executing the parrying movement. Cruzada. This block parries and deflects horizontally the opponent's weapon and uses the combined force of the deflection to continue into a barrage of counterattacks. Sombrada. Similar to the cruzada in execution, except for the level of the block, the sombrada also positions the defender in a very advantageous position for multiple counters. Media fraile 1. A subtle thrust to the face is executed while deflecting and blocking the opponent's weapon. The weapon ends up in a position for a secondary thrust. Media fraile 2, a variation of media fraile. This is dependent on your weapon's position during the attack. De cadena. This defense puts the defender in a strategic position to launch a series of counterattacks, as implied by the name. Cadena real, a mid-block that uses the impact of the opponent's attack to spin off a series of counterattacks. Tumbada, a vertical downward deflecting blow. Tumbada strikes and deflects the opponent's weapon into a neutral position. A strong counterattack results from the coordinated limb and body movement. Doble carrera. Not to be confused with rompida strikes, doble carrera delivers multiple blows in a hammering fashion rather than a series of up and down strikes as in rompida. Pluma. A popular medium to close quarters technique, Pluma coordinates with the alive hand in entering and controlling the center of the combat area. Pluma cerrada, a variation of pluma. The execution of this technique is dependent on the weapon's position at the start of the attack. Abanico. This fast weaving strike delivers blows to left and right sides or high and low areas. Not to be confused with huetique, abanico always strikes with the blade side of the weapon. Doblete, a double strike and block movement aimed at the weapon arm. Note the footwork and body positioning used to its full advantage in this technique. Florete, a typical Cali Ilustrísimo favorite. Florete is an aggressive simultaneous counterattack. Take note of the sidestepping movement and the alive hand parry executed in conjunction with the first thrust counterattack. Caballan. A go with the force block, Caballan blocks the attack and opens the opponent for a variety of counterattacks. Boca y Lobo, an overhead sweeping block and counterstrike. Boca y Lobo can be used effectively for multiple opponents by widening the arc described by the initial block. Vertical. This block is not to be confused with the Baltical, also known as inside Sunquite, thrust attack. This is similar to Tumbada, but has a tighter execution and footwork. Cruzada cerrada. This is a variation of cruzada. Sombrada cerrada. This is a variation of sombrada. Tumbada cerrada. This is a variation of tumbada. Contra cerrada, atracada. Timing and confidence make this counter effective and devastating. Take careful note, footwork and body positioning. Pahayón, atrancada. A variation of contra cerrada. This is from the opposite weapon's position. Recta, a direct and simultaneous counterattack. Timing and footwork make this counterattack very effective and unexpected. Recta 2, a variation of recta with the counterattack coming from the lower position, similar to al dabis but executed in a tighter position. Panipis, a disarming blow. This strike and block combination parallels the opponent's weapon and strikes at the weapon hand as it is pushed into the path of the panipis strike. Pugong, a combination jamming and thrusting technique. This is the end of Volume 1. The following are excerpts of techniques from the companion tapes of the 3-volume Kali Illustrissimo. Mandirigma Productions takes pride in its production of authentic videotapes on Philippine combat arts. We invite your comments and inquiries regarding this program and other videotapes and services that Mandirigma provides. Maraming salamat and mabuhay.